unmute David if I didn't do that already. But one of the questions was, these are for some of the organizers here in LA. What are some of the asks that they should relay to legislators or to legislators around the demands of Cuba?
I didn't understand quite clearly the question. What I can do is give you an update of what's happening in Congress right now. What are the legislative actions that are being put forward right now?
Great.
Right now, currently, it's ironic, but it's one of the most active moments in, you might say, the past 10 years in regards to Cuba, regarding, legislations and legislative actions. Fortunately, there are different groups here that I can see on the virtual chat. I don't know in the public, but people that work actively around the issue of the legislation and action days in Congress. Right now, there are a couple of bills specifically. There's a bill in the Senate that is being pushed by Ron Wyden and his partner in the state of Oregon, which is to end the embargo. It's a bill to end the embargo. In parallel, in the House, Representative James McGovern from Massachusetts is pushing for the same, basically identical text in the House. There is also a bill that is, I'm not quite certain if it's a bill or a resolution, but it's being put out there by Nidia Velázquez, which is a document that condemns the Monroe Doctrine and has a specific paragraph regarding Cuba, regarding the oil blockade against Cuba. There was also a resolution, water powers resolution, that was voted down in the Senate, that was pushed by Senator Tim Kaine from Virginia. The result was basically 52 against 47, if I'm not mistaken. There was only one Democrat that went against his party, which was Senator John Fetterman. But at the same time, there were two Republicans that voted together with the Democratic Party, which were Rand Paul and Susan Collins. Rand Paul from Kentucky, Susan Collins from Maine. This legislative action, even though it failed, was very interesting because it gave the possibility of the Democratic Party to establish a position in regards to Cuba, a solid position in regards to Cuba, which basically means that the Democratic Party is against any military action against Cuba, any sort of blockade against Cuba. We have to clarify that the field blockade against Cuba is already considered in international law an act of war. So I understand that there are several groups in the House and in the Senate that are working around this specific language, because when you impose an active field blockade against a society, you're committing acts of war, you're committing acts of crimes against humanity, you're committing collective punishment against a civilian population, and you are starting and you are beginning steps for what you could call a genocidal action against a society and a people. Unfortunately, international law is being violated on a regular basis every 24 hours, and at least the sovereign countries, the brave sovereign countries around the world, are calling out these specific actions. There was also a letter that was a bicameral letter that was sent to President Trump by the heads of the Democratic Party, both in the House and in the Senate, calling to end these hostilities against Cuba. And there are still letters being put out there by different individual Democrats, mainly in the House and mainly progressive Democrats. So a clear point here is that there is unfortunately there are not as many as you would want of people talking about the issue both in the House and in the Senate. And it's basically I don't consider it has to do specifically with specifically with Cuba. It's basically a situation that is happening in general terms, not only in regards to foreign policy. So I don't know if I answered your question. Basically, the idea is that there are many initiatives being put out there, many actions being put out there. There are several action days on the Hill every week, people calling out these atrocities against the people of Cuba, and I imagine that it would not stop. Thank you.
Thank you.